Hi, welcome to the Small Shed. This Saturday I'm dealing with the consequences of one thing leading on to another. See you in a minute. Now, very often I get jobs that I start and do some recording on, and they turn out to be nothing much of a job in the end, and therefore there's like a 2 or 3 minute bit that doesn't really have a lot in it. And in the past I've aggregated these things together, but the other day I was going to just go out and mow the lawn and got the mower out, and as usual I'd forgotten about the fact that the shelf in the over the mower and all the tools is just collapsing because it needs re-waterproofing and the gutter sorting out in that section of the shed. So yeah, that sort of will be a follow-up job that I've got that's going to go on from that. And then I went on and thought, oh well, I'll just fertilise the lawn, and I got the lawn rake out, which hadn't been used for about 4 years, and I think again because of that wet the bearing had seized in it, and within about 10 minutes it had disintegrated all over the lawn and stripped the bearing out. So it got me to thinking that very often in life all I seem to do is be doing jobs that are as a result of something else that I did before or that had happened before. And I went and had a look through these old clips of stuff I've got, and there's about 3 in there that are all very similar themed, so I thought I'd lump them all together and we could have a look through them and see what was going on. The first one is the direct consequence of the radiator which I put back on in the living room some months ago now. When it was falling off, I'd propped it up temporarily with a table, and that of course with the heat on it had caused some damage to it, so we're going to start off looking at that one. Now, a couple of weeks ago I did a video putting the radiator back on the wall in the living room, and what I'd done when it was in its unstable state was I pushed the table against it, one of the side tables we've got, and over time it had melted the glue on it and it's distorted it and pulled that veneer, well plastic, down a bit. So I just want to warm it up and get it off the wooden part, and then I can hopefully reapply it once it's come undone. Just want to get it warm again. That's what caused the problem in the first place. It got warm and the glue went, but it just hasn't gone on quite straight, so I just want to peel it back if I can. That's it, it's got it. To be fair, I think it might be a wooden veneer, but it's not very, I mean the whole thing's a bit cheap and nasty, but it works. And it's just going to get broken even more if I leave it. That's it, it's coming off now. Just got to get it back to where it was, where it started to distort. That's it. Now I think that's the point at which it started to go wrong. So hopefully now I can get it back into line, reapply the heat, and we can get it back. That's it. Hopefully we can just squeeze up that split that was in it as well. There. And it's pretty much as it was before. Good. I sorted that one. On to the next. On closer inspection it is wood. It's just the glue on the back that made it seem like plastic, so I'm just going to put the lightest rub of abrasive up and down the corner just to get the glue smoothed off. And that's it, done. And so with the table mended, it's time to move upstairs. I'm not quite sure on this one. I think it may be to do with the leak that we had up there. It may also be that the door has just dropped a bit, but there's a door on the toilet upstairs that needs a little bit of work doing on the underneath, and as usual I'm in full bodge mode on this one. I really didn't want to get the door off and start planing on the landing and getting humping doors around, and so I took the carriageway out, which, as I say, is a bit of a bodge, but we actually got there, so I'll show you that one. Now, probably as a result of the leak I had in the toilet, I've got a small problem in the bathroom with the door that is just and only just catching. Very smallest amount. I suspect it may be because the substrate underneath it got a bit damp and it's swollen slightly, and I don't think it's going to go back because we've had this drying for quite a long time, although it's difficult to get stuff dry from underneath a tile really. But the proper thing to do would be to take the door off its hinges, plane the bottom down and put it back again, which is fine, but it's a bit of a faff. Just going to do a quick and dirty solution, which involves just laying a bit of sandpaper down on that area and then run the door back and forth over it for a bit, and hopefully that will solve the problem. What's more, you can do it sitting down. Finally, there's my wife's jewellery box, which is not quite the same thing. This is not the result of something else happening. This is a straightforward repair, but as I mentioned during the course of it, it's going to lead on, I think, to another job in the future where I want to start and have a go at box making. Right, very quick repair on my wife's jewellery box, which has come apart. The hinges have got like tangs on them. They've come out of the back where there was just a slit cut. It's no big deal of a job, I don't think. I suspect if I flood it with cyanoacrylate super glue, push it back down in, it'll work. I think what's happened is it's been shut on top of a lot of stuff and it's pushed the lid up. This is clearly, I think this is very old. This is, I think, my mum's old jewellery box, because this looks distinctly like my dad's had a go at it, putting nuts and bolts and things in it. So I'm just going to vacuum it out, I think, first, and then we can just glue it up, because I think it's a very simple fix. What it has done is open up an intriguing possibility, because my wife said when I was on about it, she said, oh well, perhaps you could get me one for Christmas. Well, I could, but there's also a possibility I could make her one. I won't be able to make her one for Christmas, I'm sure, but it does open up the possibility. I've been wanting to make something nice in the box line, I wanted to do a memory box of all our stuff from New Zealand, but that would work quite well for a jewellery box, I think. I've got all the pattern here, I can measure it all up, get all the sizes, so maybe that's a job. It's got me not only a job for now but a job for the future, which would be something nice to do. What I think I'll do is I'll just flood a bit of the thick super glue in, just to make sure it doesn't all stick together on itself. I'll push it down into the crack and then I can clean it or wipe it off, because I don't want to get the lid stuck to the bottom if I can help it. But that will push into there, push down into the crack, and then I'll get a bit of tissue or something and wipe the surplus off, so that hopefully the only glue is going down into the joint. If I'd have put it all over this, I think it would have just smeared off and glued the lid to the bottom. And we will then pop that down into there and that one down into there and push them into place. Clean it up. And hopefully that will have solved the problem. Yeah, as I hoped. Very quick and easy fix. But what I will do now is quietly measure it all up, and that'll give me a chance to get some idea of plans for doing one in oak or something. Oak would be the ideal thing. Not only have I got a lot of it, it would match the bedroom. I need to do a little bit of work watching YouTube creators to see how to make such a thing. Clean it all up. Job done. So that's it. All 3 jobs done, sorted relatively quickly, if not very elegantly, and as I say, for the future I've got some more jobs. I've now got to think about doing the store on the outside of the shed, which I'd forgotten about but I did really know about, and some thoughts towards making this jewellery box. I would like to get into doing some what I would call proper woodworking and make something nice. So hope the video was of interest. Look forward to seeing you next time. We'll be doing something different in the shed. I'll see you then. Bye.